Hello and welcome back to my stream. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but sometimes life happens. So instead I'm streaming today, and I'm streaming late today. So anyway, here we are. We're back to walking my way through the roguelike tutorial. See where we are here. This is the roguelike tutorial in Rust, using RLTK to create a roguelike, and the tutorial basically walks through all of the stuff you need to know about the underlying library, and it uses specs under the hoods. I have this specs here, which there should be a way to set this to be dark mode. I don't know how to do that though. So as of last time, what we got up to was getting the stairs working. So we can now create stairs and go downstairs. And I tried doing that last time. Or on dungeon level 2, you can see there's no difference between levels, and there's no upstairs yet. So even though we can go down a level, and we can probably go down to level 3 if we don't die before then. This I have to figure out how to fix. The goblins get stuck, or all creatures get stuck on corners. So grab the confusion scroll. I don't know if that'll help. Do I have anything else in my inventory? I have one health potion left. Might as well take that. But I should be able to get down to level 3 if I can find the stairs before dying. Right? Let's just keep wandering around until we find something worth doing here. Oh. Well, I'm not dead yet, but I'm very close to being dead. Oh. I can't move. All right. Oh, internal server error. Right, remind me later. I thought I updated that. I didn't update it, or I did update it. Operation not permitted. That's an interesting error. Let's try restarting that. Refreshing this. No. What happened? That's new. This was working. IO error. Did I... Oops. Switch here. Did I do something weird? Operation not permitted. Did I break something? Documents? Unless, oh, maybe I do need to update terminal, because terminal needs to be updated. Okay. Maybe there's some security thing that stops. All right. Well, I guess we'll do this on stream. Only takes a second, right? Do that. Have to type in my password on this other screen here. Install the update. There's the update. Okay, let's get these both on the same screen the way I had it. So this goes here. This goes on the left. This goes on the right. And then we want to... still operation not permitted. What broke? Okay, I'm going to have to pull up my system preferences and find out if there's a security thing here. Or security. And privacy. Let's see. Terminal. Where's terminal? I know this makes for extremely thrilling streaming, but we're trying to get, where is it? Full disk access for iTerm. Where's iTerm? iMovie Backblaze. Here's iTerm. Okay, so click the link. Put in my password. Take the tick box. Quit now. Quit iTerm. And then we'll restart iTerm. Okay, so now it's working. Let me bring it over to this screen. Now I have to set everything back up again. I think it was about that big, right? Documents dev RT WASM and basic HTTP server. Okay, and then I should be able to hit refresh. Oh, okay. I wonder why that changed, or wonder what changed under the hoods that caused that to happen. All right, and we'll do that, we'll do that. And then the other thing I need to do is set this up for 100 wide, right? And of course, when you're doing it like this, you can't see the 100 wide. So I set up a little bin of 100. And the reason I have it set to 100, normally I use 80 for my development. Oh, now this one's update. But cargo format by default is 100 characters, so I set it to 100. All right, I think we're back to normal now. Git log. We haven't made any changes, so that works. Good, good. And everything's clean. If I begin a new game, okay, I can get a health potions. I'm just going to go down and see if I got to level 2. Let me see if I can get to level 3 without dying. Pick up all the health potions. All right. Go through here. Still no. Oh, I'm dead. All right. I'm not going to. That's enough wasting time. Let's continue with the tutorial, because what we got last time was the ability to, all right, we did this where we can actually get to depth 2. Unfortunately, the game is way too hard right now, and it's super easy to die. But what we can do now is, we have this ability to spawn new maps, basically. Delete all the old components or all the old entities on the game screen, except for the player and what's in the player's backpack. And that's done where? Somewhere up here. Nope. I've lost it. But somewhere we go through, yeah, here it is. Entities remove on level change. We loop through all the items and remove every entity except for the player and what's in the player's backpack. And then we have go to next level, which just generates a new level. And what we're going to do now is difficulty. So currently you can advance through multiple dungeon levels, but they all have the same spawns. There's no ramp up of difficulty as you advance and no easy mode to get you through the beginning. This chapter aims to change that. So an important and tactical element of most roguelikes is the ability to skip a turn. This is adding the wait key. Let the monsters come to you and not get the first hit, right? Because if you walk up to them, they get the first hit. As part of turning the game into a more tactical challenge, let's quickly implement turn skipping. We'll add numeric keypad 5 and space to be skip. Skip. Okay. So where do we have? Right now we have this. Left, right, up, down. And then the 4 diagonals. So we can say numpad 5 or space results in return run state player turn, right? This adds a nice tactical dimension to the game. You can lure enemies towards you and benefit from tactical placement. Another frequently found feature of roguelikes is waiting, providing some healing. Okay, is that if you wait, it provides some healing if there's no enemies nearby. We'll only implement that for player since mobs suddenly healing up is disconcerting. So we'll change that to skip turn. Okay. And then we'll implement skip turn. Okay. So instead of doing that, we're going to say return skip turn, and we'll pass in the ECS. And now we'll write skip turn. And return to run state. And it looks like it always just returns player turn. That's fine. So let's move this up a bit. Let player entity ECS fetch. Okay, so one of the things about this is this fetch is actually fetching a resource. So if we look at our main, we see that we've inserted a few resources. We inserted, where's our first insert? This marker allocator is for serialization that allows us to save and load the game. We insert a point. A point is the player's location. We insert the player's entity. It's the only entity that is a resource. We have a random number generator, a map, a current run state, and the game log. All of those are resources within our ECS, which are separate to the entities, right? And the components that make up the entities. So when we do this, let player entity fetch entity, the only entity that's a resource is the player entity. So that's how we know when we do this fetch of an entity, it's the only one it could be is the player. So this reads all components that are view sheds, right? We get a list of all the view sheds. For every monster and every player has a view shed, so we just get a list of all of them. And here we just get a list of all the mobs. We fetch the one and only map. And then we have this variable here, can heal. So what are we doing? We're going to go through all of the view sheds. Oh no, we're going to grab the view shed of the player only. And then for every visible tile in that view shed, we're going to look to see if there's a monster. And if there is a monster, then we're going to set can heal to false. And if we could loop through here successfully without seeing any monsters, then we'll go through this step. Okay. I can buy that. So we grab the view shed. Oh no, we're doing let mute can heal. It's true. All right, so we grab the player entity's view shed in view shed visible tiles iter. So we iterate over all of the tiles that are in the view shed. We calculate the index. Oops, I skipped a line. XY IDX tile.x tile.y. And then for entity ID in world map resource tile content IDX iter. So every tile can have multiple entities on it. So we're going to change this again. We're going to say if let some mob equals monsters.get entity ID. That means we found a mob and we set can heal to false. And I'm going to add also a break statement there. Because there's no point in looking at more tiles if we've already found a monster that we, if we've already found a monster somewhere in the view shed, there's no point in looking for more. We don't change things based on how many monsters there are. It just says, can we heal or not? So we'll just break. So then we check if can heal. So if no monsters visible, let mute health components ECS write storage combat stats. So this isn't actually writing anything to the storage. It's grabbing a writable reference to the combat stats components. And this line, get mute player entity unwrap, is getting a reference, a mutable reference, right, to the player entity's health, combat stats component, which we're calling player HP. Player HP, HP plus 1, player HP, max HP. So this is going to increment the player's hit points by 1 up to the maximum. Right? And then we just return run state player turn. And that returns back up to here in skip turn. All right, so we should be able to now rest up once we get damaged up to our maximum. So let's see if that works. First, let's build it. Let's see if it blends. Oop, that should be if let on 109. Oh, we're not actually using it. We don't care. We don't care about the actual mob. So let's clean that up too. All we have to do is check to see if it is some. Right? If monsters is some. Right? Okay, so that builds. So now we should be able to heal. We should be able to allow time to pass, right, by hitting the space bar and heal up. So this is good, and this will be a good test. We got an orc. I can hit space, and he comes to me. Hit space, and he comes to me. I attack, I attack, I attack, I attack. And now if I hit space, I can see an orc, so I shouldn't heal. So I'm at 24. If I hit space, I'm not healing. But if I move away so he can't see me, I can't see him. And now I'm healing. Okay. Attack, 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 attack. Go down here, rest up. Attack, 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 rest up. Yeah, wow. Okay, that rests pretty hard, doesn't it? Huh. So I can get him to attack. I gotta fix that corner thing. I don't know what the bug is there. Oh, there we go. I can just hold the spacebar down and go all the way back up. Okay, so that's all working. Wow. Let's see if Clippy's happy. Clippy's happy. It's just a player, right? Get add. Get diff stage. Yeah, so we just added this one function. That's all we did to do all of that work. Okay. Git commit -m player can rest and optionally heal if no mobs nearby. All right, let's push that up. There it is. Okay, that was pretty easy. So increase difficulty as you delve. Okay, this is where it's going to get exciting, right? Thus far, we've been using a simple spawn system. It randomly picks a number of monsters and items and then picks each with an equal weight. That's not much like normal games, which tend to make some things rare and some things common. So we'll create a generic random table system for use in the spawn system. So create a new file, random table, and put the following in it. All right, so let's see what this is doing. This is grabbing a random, it's got a random entry struct, and it allows us to create a random entry using a specific weight. Okay, I see name and weight. And then we have a random table with entries and a total weight. And then down here, we can create a new random table, and it has an add, which allows us to add a new random entry. Okay. And then roll. This must be the heart of it, right? Because, okay, if total weight is 0, return none. I'm returning a string? Yeah. We're returning the name of the random entry. Huh. So we're not returning entities. We're not spawning entities here. We're just returning a name. So then we grab a random die roll from 1 to the total weight minus 1. If roll is greater than 0, while roll is greater than 0, sorry. If roll is less than the weight, then we return that name cloned. Otherwise, we subtract the roll. Oh, okay. We subtract the weight from the roll, go to the next item in the list, and then check it. Huh. That's an interesting algorithm. All right, well, let's put it in. What do we got? Random table? Is that what I call it? Yeah, random table. Okay. So we have a random entry which takes a name and a weight. It's interesting that these are not formatted using cargo format, or maybe they have their own cargo format style, which puts a space after the variable name. I just use the default for mine. Do string, name s, weight I32, random entry. So this just creates a new random entry with a name, name to string, and a weight. And that's all that does. All right, we have a vector of random entries and the total weight in this list. And our implementation looks like so it's just generating a new random table with no entries and a weight of 0. And that's it. But now we can add entries to the table. And each entry has its own weight. And we return the random table back, I guess, so we can chain adds together. Random entry, colon new, name to string, but we're passing in a name, and it's also doing to string. We probably can get away with it, just this. I'm going to try it and see what happens. And then return self. And here's our role. We don't need to modify so it doesn't have to be mutable, but the random number generator does. I'm surprised we're not just fetching it as a resource. We're passing it in instead. Okay. So if there's nothing in the table, then just return none, which is okay. We grab the role. 1 to self total weight minus 1. And the index of what we're finding is a usize, because we're indexing into the entries array. If role is less than self entries index weight, then we found it. Name clone and return just the string of the name. Okay, and then role becomes reduced by the weight of the item we just passed up, so we're more likely to find the next one next. Then nextplex equals 1, and if we didn't find anything, we're also going to return none to string. So this is I30. If total weight has to be is always positive. Well, maybe not. Maybe you can pass in negative weights. That doesn't make sense though, because we only check to see if it's greater than 0. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this a little bit. Say if total weight is greater than 0, then we're going to do this code, else. Oh, not else. And then just do this. That way there's only one place where we return none. We don't have two different spots where we do none. We'll just return none if weight is 0 or negative, or if we've gone through this whole loop and we couldn't find anything. And that's the whole implementation of random table. All right, so this creates a new type random table. It adds a new method to it to facilitate making a new one. It also creates a vector or entries, each of which, right? So let's go back up here, right? Each of which has a weight and a name. Passing strings around isn't very efficient, but it makes clear example code. Yeah. It also implements an add function that lets you pass in a new name and weight, and updates the structure's total weight. Finally, roll makes a dice roll from 0 to total weight minus 1, and it iterates through the entries. If a roll is below the weight, it returns it. Otherwise, it reduces the roll by the weight and tests the next entry. This gives a chance equal to the relative weight of the entry for any given item in the table. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a bit of extra work in there to help chain methods together for the Rust-like look of chained function calls. We'll use it in spawner.rs to create a new function room table. All right, let's do that. So we're going to create a new function. We'll throw it all the way at the bottom. Room table returns a random table. Random table new. Yeah, so we're just passing in the strings. So we're going to have to translate strings into function calls at some point. Work1, no comma, health, and we have to get the strings exactly right, otherwise we won't be able to spawn what we're spawning. Right, fireball scroll 2, confusion scroll 2, right, and magic missile scroll 4. So that's a random table. So this contains all of the items and monsters we've added so far with weight attached. So 10, 1, 7, 7, sorry, 7, 2, 2, 4. Wasn't careful with the weights. We'll play with them later. It does mean the call to room table role will return a random room entry. Now we'll simplify a bit. Delete the num monsters, random monster, and random item functions in spawner.rs. Then we'll replace the room spawning code with this. Yeah, so here we're translating from the string into a function call. And that makes sense. Okay, so let me delete that blank line. Let's go all the way up to, it says delete random monster and random item. So here's random monster. And then where's random item? Is here. There, okay. All right, so we're going to delete this function. We'll delete the random monster function. Right? And the num monsters. I probably meant max monsters instead, is my guess. No, we're using it here. Why don't we change this to max spawns instead? Because it looks like, okay, we have num monsters and there is no num monsters in here. Right? So I think this is probably a holdover from when it was called num monsters. Maybe. I'm guessing. I don't know. And then we're still using max monsters here. So I'm going to change this to 4, 2. What would be a good number to use? Let's use 4. Why not? And just call it max spawns. And delete that. And then I'll just use max spawns here. Allow Clippy map entry. What does that do? First line tells the Rust linter that we really do like to check a hash map for membership and then insert into it. We also set a flag which doesn't work well with its suggestion. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we create a hash map of spawn points. We grab the random number generator. We calculate how many spawns we want to do. And then we loop while we are trying to add items. We'll grab a random location in the room, calculate its index, and then look to see if there's anything there. If it doesn't contain something, if it's an empty space, then insert an entry into the spawn points hash, and then say we're added it, and then we say tries plus equals 1. And what do we do with tries? Oh, and tries less than 20. So we just try 20 times to add. And I think we can get rid of this added thing by just changing this to a break statement. Boom. And that should clean that up. And then we loop over the hash and look at, so this is the index, and we switch it back from an index into an XY position, and then we spawn the item depending on what got entered in this as a string for our spawn table. Okay, so first thing we do, let's delete all of this, right? And now let's spawn table, room table. So this grabs that table we just generated. Hash map of view size and string new. So that means we have to add, what is it, collections, I think. It'll tell us. Then scope, then let mute RNG is equal to ECS write storage. So we get a writable reference to the random number generator resource. Spawns, RNG roll dice, 1 to, and we're going to say max spawns here. Oh, plus 3. Okay, so maybe we should leave that at 2. So it's not really max spawns, right? Because we're adding 3 and then subtracting 3. And then I hit F1, so that thing popped up. Oops. So I'm just looking here. So this, if I change max spawns to 2, this will be a number from 1 to 5. And then we subtract 3. Why are we subtracting 3? Oh, because maybe we don't want anything in the room? Sometimes? Okay, well. And then we don't need to say I at all. We can just say underscore. Num spawns. Let mute tries. I'm skipping added because I'm going to change that to a break. 0, and then say while tries is less than 20. We're going to grab an x and y coordinate. Room.x1 plus RNG roll dice 1 to absolute value of that. But x2 is always greater than x1, isn't it? I don't know. As u size. Yeah, because we're going to, oh, I missed a plus. There we go. And it should have 3 there. And then we'll do the same thing for y. And this changes to y1. And then this is y2 minus y1. Right? And then we set the index. Y times map width plus x. Did I have to do something special for map width? Yeah, I did this. Right? Map width is u size. And then if spawn points contains key index, spawn points insert index spawn table roll, and we pass in the random number generator, and then break tries plus equals 1, right? And that's that a whole upper section, and then we close the scope. And now we spawn. For spawn in spawn points iter, we deconstruct the index that we just inserted. So I don't know why don't we just insert the, why don't we just insert it as a point? Well, let's get this working, and then maybe I'll go back and do that. Spawn 0. And these are u sizes, right? As I32, let y equals spawn 0 divided by as I32, and then we're going to match spawn 1 as ref. So we're matching against what was returned by our spawn table roll. And I'm just going to grab these 6 guys here, and put them here, and that way I can just save all that typing. Okay, so this becomes goblin ECSXY, and I'll just change all those. And we should never get here, right? So I'm just going to say panic could not format, could not find blah in table. Spawn 1. Right? Hopefully that'll work. And now I just have to change these function names. Orc, health potion, fire, oops, ball, scroll, confusion scroll, and magic missile scroll. Right? So the first line tells her, oh yeah, so we didn't do the first line. I want to see the error, so I recognize it in the future. It's probably going to be something that you can just say insert or something, right? We also obtained the global random number generator and set the number of spawns to be 1d7 minus 3. Really? For a -2 to 4 range. So why don't we just do that? We don't need this anywhere else, right? So I'm just going to clean that up and just say 1d7 minus 3. There. So that's how many items we're going to put in the room. For each spawn above 0, we pick a random point in the room. We keep picking random points until we find an empty one or we exceed 20 tries, in which case we give up. Once we find a point, we add it to the spawn list with a location from our random table, and then we iterate over the spawn list, match the result, and spawn monsters and items. Okay, that makes sense. A quick cargo run shows you the improved spawn variety. I am going to guess this is not going to be a quick cargo run. Yep, I guessed correctly. Okay, so let's clean all these up. Use of undeclared type random table. Oh, we have to add that to our library. Pub mod random table, pub use random table : star. MWU size. Oh, I put MWU size. What did I do wrong there? Not worried about this, not worried about this. ECS write storage is not implemented for random number generator. Oh, should this be write resource? Yeah, write resource. I type write storage. Okay. And it should be resource. Right, and then MWU size. Oh, because I put it here instead of here. Okay. All right, are we closer? We're closer. Cannot find function random item in this scope. Oh, I probably have to add it to, yeah, it says use create random table, use create random table. Okay. So I will need to grab that out of our crate. Random table, random. Oh yeah. But let me call, where do we call it? We call spawn table role. So I probably don't need to add the function. No, random item. Oh, this is my spawn goodie. So what I was doing, yeah, so I changed the code a little bit so that the first room would have a bunch of loot in it so that it would make it easier to test because it was taking too long to hunt through a level to find the new item that I added. So I just had to create some random stuff. So now it's different. So spawn goodies needs to do this code here. Right? item spawn points contains, and then what are we pushing? We're pushing the index, and then we create a random item. So why don't we factor out random item? Oh, we can't because we've selected the random item here. Why don't we put random item back in then? Because we don't want to spawn monsters, right? We just want to spawn useful things. So let me grab random item and put it back in. I have to subtract all the subtraction signs. Right? But that should do that. And that way we can still have that affordance for our testing purposes. Panic message. Oh, I had to put an ampersand in front, right? Oh, I can just remove it. Okay. I can just remove it. Thank you, Rust compiler, for that hint. Yeah, I don't know why it takes so long to build, and it might be because I'm running OBS at the same time. And OBS is sucking up all my CPU. All right, so then we go over here and hit refresh, and we panic. Why do we panic? And why doesn't this scroll? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's try to run it from here. Create a new window. Of course it does that. And make it smaller again. Documents, dev, RT, cargo run. And we can take a look at what the error message is. Make it nice and big so we can see what the panic message is. I mean, it didn't even get to begin new game, so something went wrong somewhere, right? Come on. Could not find none in table. Oh, so it's finding a none. And this was the panic code I added. Right? Could not find none. So why is it returning a none? Right? Because we should always be able to find something in the spawn table. Unless I messed up creating the spawn table. Spawn table is room table. Room table has all these guys. All right, well, I guess we're not going to panic on none then. There's obviously something I don't understand about how that works. So let's build this. Try to refresh. It would have been nice to see that panic message. Maybe it was just too noisy here and I couldn't see it. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in here. That would have helped me understand, because the panic message, it would be nice to see that string, right? And I don't see it. It just says unreachable. Okay, let's try refreshing. Okay, that time it didn't panic. And we're still getting our goodies. So refresh, we still got goodies. Okay, so let's grab a couple of health potions and start exploring. So now we should see rooms with, oh, this one has 2 health potions. That one has, whoa. I wonder if there's a bug here where we're only creating, no, it's creating a couple of different things. Do we have any monsters? Or is this entire level, oh, there's one. Wow, okay, so this level is pretty easy because it's just goblins and lots of health potions. And there's the downstairs, so let's see. If we go down, now we should see more monsters. Right? Hello? Oh, there's one. I'm being incautious. Health potion will be useful in combat, I guess. So just looking for the downstairs here. Zip, zip, zip. There we go. Oh. Downstairs needs to be somewhere. How did I miss it? It's probably over here then, right? Let's rest up. I want to get to depth 3 and see if we have more orcs. Because we haven't, there's the downstairs. There's the downstairs. Ooh, we're in level 4. I've never been down this far before. We're going to get any orcs. Nope. Nope. And there is another health potion. I need to add fast travel. Well, not fast travel, but, you know, go until something happens travel. Now I'm stuck. Let's use a health potion before I die. Rest up and see if we can find that downstairs case. I'm not seeing any orcs, which is bothering me now. I wonder if there's a bug that I put in there. You'd think we'd see a few, right? What was that down there? That was also a goblin. Okay. We're seeing health potions. We're seeing... That's interesting. It was covering up the stairs. I wouldn't have seen that if I hadn't walked away from it. Okay. So we're in depth 6, and we're still not seeing any orcs. I wonder if there's... Yeah, let me just check over the code to make sure I didn't mess anything up. I'm just going to scan through here. I should create a spell of magic mapping or a scroll of magic mapping so that we can just take a look at the level, a potion of omniscience, so we can see all the monsters. Okay, there's the downstairs. I'm not seeing a lot of items either. There's 3 goblins. And now I'm dead. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my health. Okay, so there's... I don't think I did everything correctly. So let's check it over. Yeah. The skip turn stuff we know works. So let's take a look at our add and our random table code. So we're going to grab a roll. That's this line here. 1 to total weight minus 1. While roll is greater than 0, if roll is less than self-entry's index weight, then return the name. Subtract the weight and then increment the index. So that's, I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's take a look at the spawner. In the table down here, we have all those strings we add with the different weights. And then let's take a look at spawn room. Now, it's interesting. Oh, I didn't run Clippy. So maybe we'll get there. But that's not the bug, right? This line. All right, so we grab the random number generator. We roll the dice from 1 to 7, minus 3, and then we go from 0 to num spawns. If num spawns is negative, does this loop get skipped completely? Maybe. Probably. And then while tries is less than 20, we roll the dice to find a random spot in the room. Right, x1 plus the width and y1 plus the height. If there's nothing in there, then insert a spawn table role, and break. That all looks correct. And then we go through here, and this doesn't change the... I'm just surprised we're not seeing any works. I think we saw everything else. And I copy pasted all these things so I wouldn't have a typo issue. All right, well, I mean, everything looks okay. So let's see what Clippy says. Clippy complains about checking key and then inserting key. Yeah, it does. Usage of contains key followed by an insert on a hash map. And it's saying we could just do an e.insert. Oh. If it's vacant. Interesting. Standard collections hash map entry vacant e is equal to, then we can just do an insert and break. Ah. Is that faster than checking contains key? Right, and I assume E here refers to IDX. Oh no, E is just what it finds. And if it finds a vacant thing, we'll just insert it. Okay, that's probably a performance optimization. But we're going to do it. I'm going to copy this because I'm not going to remember what it is. And then we'll edit it in place here. And then we'll also import this thing. Okay, so we're going to say if let entry vacant e equals spawn points entry IDX, then e insert, right? And then we'll just import this line. We're going to import hash map and then hash map entry, right? So that should compile. Nope. Let's apply 2 arguments. Oh, because we don't need to specify the index, right? Because that's E is already there. E is pointing to the vacant cell or the vacant list in the hash map. Okay. And is Clippy happy? Clippy is happy, and this should still run, right? Yeah, the first room doesn't count. That's empty. That's got 4 goblins in it. Let me move out of here, rest up, pull another one, rest up. Oh, rest up here, pull another one. Rest up and grab the last guy and rest up. All right, so that's all still working. We grab the health potion and grab oh, this is the first room. Yeah, nothing in that room, I think. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I think that change is a good change to keep, and we will keep that. We did a diff. Yes, we did a format and a Clippy. Let's take a look at the changes. So we've added our random table. We've modified the spawner to use hash maps to choose locations to put things. Right, and we did this special funky stuff to make Clippy happy, and it's probably more performant, although performance is not an issue with this thing. I moved this, so obviously random item must have been somewhere else. Yeah, it was down here. So why don't we fix that? It was just above health potion. That way we reduce the diffage. Right. Let's move it to health. Oops. Yeah, grab the whole thing. Move it in front of health potion. Oops, like that. And now if we do just checking real quick, shouldn't have changed, and it didn't. And now, yeah, now we don't have that as a diff. Okay, good. That's pretty clean. And we do have this new guy here. Commit generate room spawns based on table. Good. Very good. All right. How far are we into this chapter? Oh, we're almost done. Increasing the spawn rate as you delve, increasing the weights by depth, and then wrapping up. Okay, let's do those. Normally I only stream for a half hour, but I'm already over an hour. So might as well just finish out the chapter, right? I mean, it doesn't look like there's a lot left to do. So that gave a nicer distribution, but didn't solve the problem of later levels being of the same difficulty as earlier ones. Oh, right. That's why I was trying to find orcs, and I couldn't find any orcs. And I thought going down would make more orcs, but obviously we haven't done that code yet, right? A quick and dirty approach is to spawn more entities as you descend. That still doesn't solve the problem, but it's a start. We'll start by modifying the function signature of spawn room to accept the map depth. Okay. It should be in as part of the map, right? Oh, and we don't have access to the map here. We should be able to just grab the map, but okay, we'll do it this way. Map depth I32. Then we'll change the number of entities that spawn to use this. Oh, so we're going to add the map depth -1. So the further you go down, the more creatures get spawned. Like that. So it changes it from, so map depth 1, it's going to be 1d7 -3. Map depth 2, it'll be 1d7 -2, 1d7 -1, 1d7, and then so on. So the further you go down, the more things are going to try to spawn. We'll have to change a couple of calls in main RS to pass the depth, right? So in main, spawn room, we want to pass in depth of 1 because we're creating the first level. And then somewhere here, let's find it. Spawn room. It's over here in game state. It's not in main for me. I moved it over here because main was getting too busy. And then in here, what we're going to do is pass in current depth +1 because we already have current depth from somewhere. Where do we have current depth? Oh, we need to actually pass that out now. Okay. So depth, and then current depth +1. Like that. And we'll just say depth. Right? So now it's coming out of this. So what we were doing before was creating this new map. This is go to next level, right? So we delete all the entries in the level. Then we created a brand new map with all and generate the rooms and the connections between the rooms with the next level here. And now we need to get the next level and put it here. We were pulling it out of the old world map resource, and this just seemed the simplest way to do what they're doing here. So if you cargo run now, the first level is quite quiet. Difficulty ramps up a bit as you descend until you have veritable hordes of monsters. All right, let's go see some veritable hordes. Although it's going to take a while to find the stairs. I should, like I said, do the mapping thing, but not right now. Okay, refresh. Begin new game. Grab a health potion. And then kill this monster. Rest up. Grab these health. Oh. Rest up again. Need to find it downstairs. Quickly. There it is. Go. Okay, now we're in level 2, so now we should have more monsters. The first room is always empty, because we skipped one. I don't know if you saw that in the code. We skipped the first. Room when regenerate spawns. There's a goblin right around the corner, but I can still rest up. There it is. Okay, so now still no orcs. That's bugging me. That we're orc free. Alright, so we're able to draw him over. And now we can rest back up. If I go down, yeah, then he sees me. Okay. Around the corner. Nope, no stairs. No stairs. We're only on depth 3. Oh, he's stuck there? All right, rest up. That's interesting. I guess the intersection code is able to overlap by 1 when we generate the map. All right, so what we need to do is find a level where we can actually see orcs, because I'm starting to get bothered. Oh, we didn't change the spawn rate. We just changed the number of spawns, but not the type of spawns. And that's supposed to be the next, that's the next, increasing the weights by depth. So let's do that. Maybe we'll see some orcs at that point. Source lib, and that, what's that in? It's in spawner. Right? So room table now needs to take the map depth, which is an I32, and goblin stays at 10, orcs. Increase those, we increase the fireballs, and we increase the confusions. Okay, everything else stays the same. And then we need to pass it in when we call room table here. Map depth. Okay, one cargo build later, which takes 15 seconds, unfortunately. Maybe we'll see better depthage. All right, so refresh. Make a new game. All right. Yep. Okay. Grab the health potion. Grab the other health potion. Nothing in there. Find the downstairs. There it is. Level 2. Come on, let's find the downstairs right away. Fireball is always handy. Oh, we finally see an orc. So let's cast Fireball at the orc. Boom. Hit him for 8. And I got him. All right, so I'm happy now I was able to see an orc. It would be nice to go down and see like hordes and hordes of monsters. Let me rest up. For somebody who likes roguelikes, I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, there's another orc. Rest up and take him out. Pink, I think, was confusion. Of course, I went the wrong way. If I was trying to find the stairs. I still haven't found the stairs. Where the heck could the stairs be? Must be over here somewhere. All right. I got to implement run. Right. No, we still haven't found the stairs. Huh. Oh, I missed it. Oh boy. All right. I'm not keeping my eyes open. Oh, it was because it was under a potion. Stupid potion. All right, I just have to watch for when I leave a room to see whether or not a stairs appears. Because it could be under an item. Right. Move that out of the way. I want to see veritable hordes, and I haven't seen any veritable hordes yet. No, nothing there. Got to be over here somewhere, right? That's the starting room. There it is. Oh, we're starting to get hordes, right? We get out of their way, heal up, go here, cast. Do I have a fireball? I do have one fireball. Okay, let's put it there. Oh, there's a goblin in there as well. Okay, so we should be able to attack that, grab health, go there, and now level 4. We should get more spawns. I don't know. It doesn't seem different, but maybe it is such a small change per level. This is not, nah, heck. I can't pull him down the stairs with me. Oh, see, yeah, there's 3 fireball scrolls in there. Okay. Yeah, I think it's getting harder. Mildly harder each time, but we only have those 2 enemies, so there isn't going to be much variety. All right. I spent enough time on that. Is that it? Yeah, that's it for the chapter. So we did the whole chapter. Let's clippy it. Let's take a look at the changes. It's very simple. We're now passing the room depth when we call spawn. We pass that changed into the map depth. We change how many items we create per room. And we added map depth to the orc, fireball, and confusion so that they increase their spawn rate. And then I modified the starting level. Has to be told what level it is. Okay. Increase spawn rate as the player descends. Okay, and we'll take a look here. There it is. All right. Whew. So that was a pretty fun chapter, actually. And next time, hopefully tomorrow, we will look at equipment, and then we'll be done with section 1. And then section 2 is stretch goals. So it adds different features that you could make as part of your game, changing the way the walls look, adding bloodstains apparently, and particle effects. That'll be interesting. Rex paint menu. I haven't played with Rex, but I've seen demos of it, and it looks pretty cool. Adding simple traps. And then section 3 is looks like different types of map generation. Voronoi hive maps, wave function collapse. Wow. And then section 4 is all about creating a game. So we're creating a game now as part of the tutorial, but this looks like it's going to be a more involved game, and I haven't looked at any of this stuff, so I'm hoping it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it anyway. I hope you are too. And that's going to wrap it for today. This is a lot longer stream than I normally do. Normally it's about 30 minutes, so here we are. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.